What is going on? We are back doing another mock draft. Today we're going to be doing the Raiders here. And, let's just see how this goes. The Raiders need a lot of help in this mock draft. Maybe a quarterback will slide to them. I highly doubt it, but it's a possibility. You never know. And none of the quarterbacks slid to them. Obviously. I mean, they went 1, 2, 3. Where's actually, one of them did slide to him. Where is he? Anthony Richardson. Yeah, I mean, if this guy gets in, they're drafting him. They need a quarterback desperately. They will take Anthony Richardson if he gets to him. Pick 38, I think they're just going to go ahead and try to build up some defense. Maybe get a nice linebacker and Jack Campbell here. Fantastic season. Played for a solid team. They played against some real opponents. Had a great game against Ohio State, I think, without a doubt. And I think they have to go with him here. They need to build up that defense. They have a ton of picks, I just noticed at the top there. I don't think they need wide receivers. Nathan Dell wouldn't be the pick. Maybe Nick Herberg. Guy had 11 sacks. He plays for Wisconsin. Not ideal that he had a bad game against Ohio State. Dominated Iowa, which isn't hard to do, but I feel like this is a solid pick. They need defensive help. Defense and quarterback is their two biggest needs, and they just got to continue to build that. Offensive line's also a need, so they might try to sneak in a couple offensive line guys here. Obviously, there's not really anybody at this point where they're drafting, and I think, honestly, if they're going to continue to build up their defense, they're just going to take the best players they can physically get, and this dude was fantastic for Wake Forest. Now, obviously, it isn't ideal that he played in the SEC, but he had a great game against Clemson, who is still really good. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think they're not going to keep building up their defense, especially if there really isn't any linemen worth picking at their pick. I think they're just going to keep doing it. Maybe an Anthony Johnson here could be a solid pick. Play for Iowa State. Solid ratings across the board. We're in what round are we in? We're in the 4th round. This is a solid pick for that. He had some bad games. Don't love that this game was bad in this game. He did decent against the team, became runner-up. This isn't ideal either here, having a bad game against Ohio State. But we're talking about a guy going in the 4th round with decent PFF grading. I honestly, don't want to draft a running back. They don't need that right now. I honestly think that they will just continue to pick whatever is their highest need. And here we go. I would actually, at this point, take a lineman. I don't love that he gave up 2 sacks. He also played for Eastern Michigan, which isn't an ideal situation since, not a big-name college. But they need lineman help. They're going to go ahead and snag him right there. Quickly back on the clock, too. They can still get Dory Williams if they really wanted to make this pick here. Again, didn't really play anybody. So that's where that kind of comes in hard. They could also take KJ Henry if they really wanted to, but I don't think they need to. Edge rushers, really. DBs are a big need, so maybe a Eli Rick, but that is a really bad PFF grading. He missed a couple games in the middle, had a terrible game against LSU. I'm not bought into it right now. Maybe they go with another guard. He had a fantastic season last year, a little bit downhill this year. I honestly think any of those, could they snag up a center? I believe they probably need a center. I mean, I don't know how great their offensive line is. I don't think it's very good to begin with. Guy didn't give up any sacks, quite a few hits, but not bad. And I honestly think that there's a good chance they snag one of these 2 centers here. And I honestly think the guy from Michigan, Andrew here, is definitely the better pick to help build up. Ooh. Apparently he's... I selected the wrong guy. I selected the guard. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Close enough. So they could constantly continue to build up their defense here. Ronnie Hicks getting the other safety. I don't think you're taking 2 safeties in this draft, though, to be honest. Maybe a Sterling Thomas. Solid season. 3 touchdowns without an interception. Great passer rating this season. I quite like that. Again, didn't really play anybody, but we're talking about a guy being drafted in the 5th round. I think this is a solid pick for them. Like I said, they have to continue to build up their defense. Their defense is a major weak point for them. And I think that's just what they're going to keep doing. They're going to build whatever they can on the defensive side. Like, Gerard Clark here, solid. Again, played for a small name school. Didn't really play against anybody that good. I mean, not really, the guy you probably want to pick here. But there's not much else here unless you really want to go out, and they don't really need a tackle. They just need O-line. Well, I guess O-line, I guess that just means everybody. So let's go look. I mean, the tackles, Jake Witt didn't even play a snapper or something? Okay. I don't know if that's a real person. Trevor Reed, I mean, that's bad. That's a bad rating. Like, I'm not bought into these guys. This guy from Georgia could be a good pick here. I mean, solid rating. Bad against CCU, but everything else was pretty good. And I think they might go with Warren there. I think that's a solid pick there. He might have made it to their next pick here at 214. They might snag up a wide receiver. They might just do it. Had a fantastic career at Fresno State. But, I mean, it's Fresno State. They didn't really play anybody. They're not going to take another quarterback. Maybe this Grant guy who played for Charlotte. Just not nearly as good as the other dude above. Again, they aren't playing anybody, so it's hard to really put in. Maybe they go out and get this defensive tackle who had a fantastic season. Amazing grade. I get he played for San Diego State, but I feel like this might be the best pick they can make here, and I think they're going to go ahead and snag him up right there. So they're back on the clock here in the 7th round. They get 2 picks in the 7th. The receiver's still here. I think they snag up a late round receiver just to give a little bit more depth at that position. I know it's not really a need, but when you start getting in the 7th round, it's kind of just drafting whoever. This is one of the highest rated guys. I mean, he was awful. He shouldn't be drafted. I don't know why he's ranked 190, given how bad he was. I get he played for a decent college. I'm sure he's got tons of talent. So, you might take some guy here. Honestly, these picks don't matter quite as much in my opinion. There's no lock. This dude, what the heck? Is this this has to be like touchdowns given up. I don't, I think that has to be touchdowns given up. There's no way. Yeah, in high passer rating, don't love that. He did have a couple interceptions. Maybe they take a late round running back. I mean, this dude was fantastic. You know what? I actually kind of like this. Chris Rodriguez Jr., welcome to the squad. So we're going to go ahead and see what PFF says our draft was. But I honestly think this is a great draft for them, just building up their defense, maybe getting a little bit of offensive firepower near the end of the draft. And that's kind of what they did there. They loved the Anthony Richard pick. They didn't love the linebacker pick as much, but I like it personally. I feel like that's a need. They like the edge rusher and the Z guy. They like this guard pick. Hey, this one, even though I didn't mean to pick him. And this corner. They love this wide receiver pick here. And really that D tackle. This guy, I think, could be highly underrated. Solid draft class. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.